having a week-long clampdown on motorists who are speeding and those not wearing a seatbelt. Officers will be carrying out increased checks throughout the county. They're warning drivers to belt up and slow down, as the chances of being caught are now going to be greatly increased. Now then, one of the world's largest cruise ships docked in Harwich today and moored up alongside a new multi-million-pound gangway.
Yes, Harwich is the third busiest cruise port in the UK, and more passengers stopping off means, well, more money going to the local economy, as Victoria Webb reports.
The Costa Atlantica. En route from Copenhagen to Italy, it's in Harwich for the day, and its 3,000 passengers and crew members are free to choose from a variety of excursions. That means they're spending their money in the surrounding areas.
We have about three-quarters of the passengers that have come here today, disembarking and going into areas within the region. So they'll go to Bury, into Cambridge, as well as into the local area here. And we estimate that they are probably going to spend somewhere in the region of £100,000 today. So it's vital that we attract these cruise ships in.
Today, the leader of Essex County Council, Lord Hanningfield, officially opened a new passenger gangway at the port, which is hoped will go towards attracting the very best in the cruise industry. He was then taken on board the Costa Atlantica to see for himself the type of ships that are now calling at Harwich. The new gangway means the port can now accommodate some of the world's largest cruise ships. It can elevate up to 10 metres and has a range of 25 metres along the quay.
If we're going to attract the most modern cruise ships with the most up-to-date facilities, we need to have the state-of-the-art facilities ourselves on shore to match those on the ship to attract the biggest ships here.
The 2009 season has seen Harwich welcome 53 cruise ships. That's up on last year. And with the Olympics in 2012, it's hoped it will be ideally placed to offer excursions to the Games. These passengers from the cruise ship currently docked in Harwich have just returned from their tour of the town.
Oh, it's fine. It's a little small town and typical English, I would say. But I love it.
The historical district, and then shopping, a little bit of shopping. We enjoyed stopping by your town hall.
Shops, it's not good, I think. Not for the tourists.
Really liked it. We went through the historical district and had a guide, and very interesting.
We actually went and see the beauties of what we've got locally here. Old Harwich, Colchester, the Dedham Vale of Constable and Monks.
For partnerships like the Haven Gateway, which work to bring more money into the east of England, the port creates a lot of opportunity. These passengers will leave for France tonight before heading off to Portugal, Spain and Italy. But as well as taking memories of those destinations back home with them, they'll also remember what our region has to offer. Victoria Webb, Anglia News, Harwich.
Right, from the state-of-the-art to something which decidedly isn't. Finally, most of us haven't got cash to splash in these tricky times, but if you have, then there could be some bargains to be had.
Yes, particularly in the property world. But you're going to need a fat wallet for the house that we're about to show you around.
It's expected to fetch £900,000. Mind you, you'll need another £1 million to do it up. Natalie Gray's been getting the grand tour.
You'll need to have an eye for DIY to make this mansion majestic again. Oh, and a mountain of money. Bessinghan Manor is a crumbling pile near Aldborough in North Norfolk. This is what it looked like in its heyday when it was built in 1870, and it could be grand again if you had the vision and a blank chequebook. How has this house got into this mess?
Years of decay, rain. Very poor maintenance of the roof.
Tell me a little bit about the owner.
Well, the owner, Robert Gamble, he was a fighter pilot trainer. He originally bought the house in the 1970s from the Spurrell family, and basically it fell into decay after his wife had passed away. He didn't want to come in, so he basically resided in the caravan, which is located outside. And what with the problems with the house itself, the size of it, the fact he was on his own, it just became a storage room.
The owner is reluctantly selling the 3-storey house, which has 8 bedrooms and another 4 for servants in the roof. Mr Gamble bought Bessinghan Manor from a long-standing Norfolk farming and brewing family with its own eccentric aristocrat, Denham Spurrell. He learnt to fly at the age of 91 so he could visit an aunt in Bournemouth. And earlier, on his travels to India, he brought home a bear, which inevitably attacked the housekeeper here. Today, the danger's in just viewing the property, with its crumbling ceilings and floors. Now, this is the only way up to the top 2 floors because, as you can see, the main staircase is missing, and this is part of it. So no staircase, but there is a Victorian harmonium. Bessinghan Manor comes up for auction on Thursday. The guide price is in excess of £900,000, but the buyer will have to spend another £1 million to do it up. Now, I've always wanted a range, but perhaps not this one. It isn't listed, which opens up the opportunities.
I think it may go to someone who wants to turn it to a bijou hotel, spa, obviously subject to necessary planning, but then someone may want to buy it as the Norfolk Royal Gem, restore it to its former glory and have it as your country home.
So if you've got the cash and you like a challenge, then perhaps you could be lord of your own manor. Natalie Gray, Anglia News, Bessinghan in Norfolk.
Well, that is one big project, isn't it?
Massive one, isn't it?
Paint for that
Mind
one.
you, 900,000 quid and no staircase. I suppose you do get a tree in the attic. That's something else. Right, here's what to expect on the national news in a couple of minutes with Alistair and Mary.